Welcome to the channel. I'm Stacy, and my goal here is to help you to play better and sound better in your worship services. Today we're going to go over the tones for the song Mighty Name of Jesus by the Belonging Company. This one has a pretty clean bass tone, and so for the preset I use a US Super Vibe, which is based on a Super Reverb, and it's a great amp for clean tones. For the cover video I used a dual amp setup that I call the Mighty Dual, and this has two US Super Vibes, just set up a bit different. And then they each have their own cab. One of them is mic'd with the 57 dynamic, the other one with the 7 dynamic. I've got the wet effects, the Jet Revelation and the Jet Eternity going into the front end of the amp. And then before that block, I've got the Retro Reel. I just love what that does to the sound. And then there's chorus on this song. And so the first block has analog chorus. And then as always, I've got the simple EQ at the end to bump the holy mid-range. For the pedal board on that one, I'm using my Boss compressor, the CS3. Then that's going into a Browne Amplification Carbon, and then into the Wampler Euphoria. And the Euphoria is set up with no drive, and then the volume is just set at unity. The Carbon is set up to give me a little bit of grit if I need it, but if I pick light, it's not very gritty. And then I'm kicking on the ODR-1 for the crunch that I needed into the chorus and the bridge. The signal chain for the HX Stomp is the Deluxe Comp into the Diana drive. Now for the HX Stomp, I don't have an overdrive that's always on. I set the amp up to cover those clean tones to give us the dynamics we need. So the Diana drive is set up on a foot switch, and then that's going into the analog chorus, then the transistor tape delay, then the dynamic hall reverb. Then we're going into one US Super Vibe, and then splitting from there into a dual cab block. Two different mics, one of them is the 57, one is the 7, and then the simple EQ to bump that holy mid-range. The signal chain for the Helix is similar with the Deluxe Comp into the Diana drive, and then because we have room, I added the Air Apparent as an always on. And then from there into the analog chorus, and then the volume pedal. Out of the volume pedal, we're going into the transistor tape delay and the dynamic hall reverb, and then into two US Super Vibes, each with their own cab, mic'd with the same mics, the 57 and the 7, and then the simple EQ to bump that holy mid-range. The snapshots are set up with SS1 covering the intro, verse 1, and the bridge, the first part of the bridge. And then SS2 is set up to cover verse 2, and it's just lighter repeats on the delay and no chorus. And then SS3 is set up with chorus and its longer trails for swells. For the HX Stomp, I have the overdrive set up on a foot switch, so you can kick that on when you need it. And then on the Helix, everything's labeled. We got SS1, SS1 plus OD, which adds that lead tone, and then SS2 and SS3. I'll be running through both the Mighty Dual preset as well as a song-specific preset with the custom Telecaster, the Gretch, and the PRS. All right, let's hear it. I'm really loving the saturation and bloom that I get from running my wet effects into the front end of the amp. I've always run it this way, but church stages just don't allow for enough amp volume to get the same kind of effect that I'm able to get on my digital rig. Do you run your wet effects like this, or do you run them after your amps? Let us know in the comments. If you're interested, you can find the Mighty Dual preset as well as a song-specific preset, the Jet Eternity and Revelation MIDI messages, and the tabs for this song at a link in the description box below. There are a handful of downloads free for you in there as well. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, subscribe and hit that like button for good measure. I hope you have a great week, and I'll see you in the next one.